Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance, and today we're doing exactly what smart players love to do, building a hero just enough to make her work perfectly, without burning resources we'll need later. Because in Hero Wars, Alliance, efficiency is power. And today's hero is the perfect example of that philosophy, Octavia. This is not a max everything guide. This is not a whale guide. This is a functional, low-cost, high-value guide, built around one simple idea: get Octavia to the point where she survives long enough to do her job, performs her role consistently, and then stop. Once she's functional, we move on. That's how accounts grow faster, smarter, and stronger over time. Octavia is a support hero from the Eternity faction, positioned safely in the backline, and her role is not damage, not tanking, and not flashy numbers. Her role is control through punishment. She doesn't attack enemies directly, she lets them destroy themselves. Everything about Octavia revolves around one defining mechanic: Distortion of Fate. This is the skill that makes her completely different from every other support hero in the game. When Octavia summons her mirror, every time an ally, or Octavia herself, dodges an attack, a portion of that damage is reflected straight back at the enemy team. This means something very important happens in battle. Opponents believe they're pressuring your frontline, but in reality, they're bleeding themselves out. This is why Octavia is so powerful against physical damage teams. Dodge-heavy frontlines, fast attackers, multi-hit heroes, all of them end up feeding the mirror. And the longer the fight goes, the more value Octavia generates, without ever stepping into danger herself. So the question becomes very simple: how do we build Octavia cheaply so she stays alive long enough for Distortion of Fate to decide the fight? Let's start with skins, because this is where most players make mistakes. At first glance, you might think physical attack is the obvious priority. After all, Octavia's skills scale with physical attack. More physical attack means stronger buffs, more armor penetration for allies, more effectiveness overall. And yes, physical attack is important. But it is not the first priority. Octavia's most powerful weapon is not her buffs. It's not her armor penetration. It's not even her energy support. It's the mirror itself. And the amount of damage reflected by Distortion of Fate scales primarily with health. That single detail changes everything. Health is what turns Octavia from nice support into battlefield punishment engine. The more health she has, the more damage the mirror reflects. And that reflected damage is not reduced by enemy defenses in the way normal damage is, it's punishment. It stacks up fast, especially against aggressive teams. That's why the health skin is priority number one. No debate. No exceptions. If you only build one skin on Octavia, make it health. Once the health skin is developed, then, and only then, you move to physical attack. Physical attack increases the strength of her buffs, improves her overall contribution, and makes her more impactful across the board. With just these two skins, health first, physical attack second, Octavia already becomes fully functional. Everything else can wait. Dodge skins, secondary stats, luxury upgrades, skip them. This is where discipline saves you months of resources. Health and physical attack are enough to make Octavia do her job. Artifacts follow the same logic. Yes, Octavia's main stat is agility. Yes, agility increases her dodge, attack, and survivability. But artifacts are expensive. Chaos cores are slow. Artifact coins are limited. So we invest where the return is immediate. That means her book artifact. The book gives Octavia exactly what she wants most: health and dodge. Health increases the mirror's punishment. Dodge increases how often the mirror triggers. Together, they amplify her identity as a support who punishes aggression. If you're low on resources, you can comfortably stop here. A moderately upgraded book already gives Octavia everything she needs to perform consistently. Her ring can wait. Her weapon can wait. Remember, this guide is about function, not perfection. Now let's talk about glyphs. Glyphs are another trap for overinvestment, so we stay focused. Bring them to level 40, that's the sweet spot where cost and value balance perfectly. If you're tight on resources and want to keep moving forward with other heroes, focus on just 3 glyphs. Health comes first. By now, you already know why. It's the backbone of Distortion of Fate. Physical attack comes next. This strengthens all of her buffs and improves her team contribution. Then agility. Agility increases survivability, dodge, and indirectly reinforces everything Octavia does. These 3 glyphs are enough to make her stable, reliable, and dangerous in the right matchups. Everything else is optional. If you have extra glyphs later, great. If not, stop here and move on. Sparks of power are simple. Max them. No hesitation. Sparks are universal progression, and Octavia benefits from all stats. This is one of the few areas where all-in is always correct. Talismans are where things get interesting, and where choices matter. Octavia has 2 excellent talismans, and both are viable. The Talisman of Loneliness boosts physical attack and adds toughness, increasing her buffs and survivability. It's solid, consistent, and reliable. But the standout choice, if you have access to it, is the Talisman of Madness. Why? Because it adds agility and, more importantly, health. When testing with this talisman equipped, the difference is immediate. Distortion of Fate reflects dramatically more damage, often close to 50,000 additional reflected damage per trigger in high-pressure fights. That's not a small bonus. That's a fight-changing swing. So if you have the option, Madness is the superior pick. Not because the other talisman is bad, but because it directly strengthens the one mechanic that defines Octavia. And now, Guardians, let's step back and look at the big picture. With just a health skin, a physical attack skin, a focused artifact investment, 3 glyphs, sparks, and the right talisman, Octavia becomes fully operational. She survives. She reflects. She supports. She punishes. And then? You stop? You don't max everything. You don't chase perfection. You move on to the next hero. This is how efficient accounts are built. Not by over-investing in one hero, but by creating a roster of functional, specialized, dangerous heroes that together outperform bloated builds. Octavia doesn't need excess. She needs timing, positioning, and the right stats, and once she has them, she does her job beautifully. So Guardians, this is our verdict. Octavia is a perfect example of how low-cost builds can still dominate when they're aligned with skill mechanics. Build what matters. Skip what doesn't. Save your resources. And let your heroes do exactly what they were designed to do. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, salute and friendship.